Hello, hello, how you doing? Welcome back to Hypermine, and today we're gonna do some nuclear science. Yep, we're gonna start setting up our reactors. I've done hours and hours of grinding for this to get to the point where I'm ready to start setting things up. So yeah, step one is to start with our breeder reactor. So for those of you who don't know, you can get one single uranium cell out of a single refined uranium, but you can get 8 depleted uranium cells out of one refined uranium, and then you can put them in a special type of reactor called a breeder, and that turns them into enriched, or is it enriched or re-enriched? Re-enriched, I believe. Let's have a look. Uranium. Typing fail. So you can make 8 of these for every one of those. You bung them in a breeder, and they come out the other side as one of these, re-enriched, and you can then combine them with coal dust, I think, and you get a uranium cell, which can then be turned into one of these and one of those. So you get 8 times the amount of uranium than you otherwise would. Brilliant. And we're going to be building a breeder reactor that uses double thorium cells, and you get thorium by slapping a number of different possibilities into a industrial centrifuge. I got my starter kit of thorium by centrifuging near depleted uranium cells, because these are easy to make. However, going forward, we're going to be actually centrifuging a portion of our re-enriched, because you get some more of these back, you get more of these than you do otherwise, and you get some plutonium. So there's a possibility at some point in the future of upgrading to plutonium reactors, which are a lot more powerful. However, that is a plan for the future, and not today. Now, the design that I'm going to build, well, basically I've got to thank Armitage, because we were throwing reactor designs back and forth in the Skype chat, basically, using the IC2 Reactor Planner version 3, which is a little Java app that you can use. I'll try and remember to include a link to that. And the final design I'm going to use is one that he came up with on that. It's a really good design. So what we're going to do, if we go in here, so this is the reactor room that's going to hold the breeder. It's going to just sit in the middle here. Let's start doing that while I'm talking. So this room is reinforced stone with a reinforced glass window at the front. Got 2 entries for symmetry, which is reinforced stone door. And it kind of comes round a little bend here, and that's so that if this thing ever blows up, the blast has to go round through 2 doors and round a bend in order to get out. And that's important because I have no intention in being responsible for blowing spawn up. So let's see. How are we going to do this? We've got... Yeah. Oop. Hello. Thank you. We're going to put that there. And then we're going to put these reactor chambers on the outside of the reactor, and they give you an increased inventory. Okay, so one on its own is just that much, and then one reaction chamber, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So each reaction chamber gives you an extra row. And we'll have that nicely floating as such. So what we're going to do, the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to fill this reactor up with most of its components. Now there's a reason for that. This design, one of the strengths of it is heat neutral. So it doesn't lose heat or gain heat, whether it's running or not. It just sits there at the same temperature. I made one too many of those. Cool. And what that basically means is once I've got this up to operating temperature, and it's going to run hot, it's actually going to run at, and I've changed the thing, just a sec. It's going to run around it's going to run around 50, what was it, 58,000, just under 58,000 heat. In fact, I'm just tweaking this because it's going to output 800 cells over the lifetime of a thorium double cell, which is 13 and a bit hours. So it's going to run at 57,000, and just tweak this across. Sorry, I'm in the planner as it is. So 57,200. So very, very hot. Basically, it will then sit there. Once it's primed, it's just going to sit there. So let's grab some stuff. We want one of those. And we're also going to want those. Okay, so we put these in, and the bit we're going to miss out is the component heat exchangers that are actually going to make these advanced heat vents from actually work, basically. So at the moment, when I've set this up, it's not gonna have anywhere to dump its heat, basically. There we go. I'm going to use these neutron deflectors, and what they do is they actually increase the strength of the cells. It bounces the neutron pulsars out, because these are quite interesting the way these work, but it bounces the neutron pulsars from the cells back, and so it kind of almost doubles the strength of the cell, or maybe not doubles, but that's what they're for. And we're using the iridium version, which took a long time to grind out, but they are indestructible, so I'll never have to replace them. Whereas all the other neutron deflectors are consumable, basically. Right, so that is the setup, and it's missing the heat exchangers, which make it temperature kind of stable, basically. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a thermal monitor on it, and we are going, in fact, we're not going to put it there. Can I? Oh, thank you. we're going to put it there. And we're going to put a temporary block. Temporary, it's temporary. A temporary block there. And a dot of redstone is going to go here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set this to its operating temperature, the temperature I want it to get to. $57,200. Okay, now this is reasonably important because it's actually very hot. It's quite close to melting point. Not too close. It's about 5,000 away. But the thermal monitor is going to stop it running if it ever goes over this. So what we're going to do, before we actually switch this on so that it can start priming, we're actually going to make sure we get some feedback from it first. So we're going to grab some information panels. We'll have one of those, and yeah, we'll take some of those, and then we're going to take a sensor kit, and some range boosters. I don't know how many I'll need, so let's just take all of those. And why not a colour upgrade? We'll only need one of those. Okay, so what we do is we do that, and we get, it turns into a card. And then can go out here, and let's see where we're going to put. I'm going to have lots of these around, basically to tell me what's going on. Let's put it here. And let's grab a lever. Oh, and I should mention how I'm going to do this. These next few episodes, I really am going to plow on through this, and I'm going to basically split the episodes at reasonable times, because I need to get this done, because I'm starting to run into power limitations. So yeah, that's how we're going to do this. Right, let's drop in. I can just see that it says out of range. Oh, 2 was enough. There we go. Let's put one of those in. And there we go. Lovely. Breeder reactor. Okay, so what we can do now, in fact, just to be on the safe side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a thermometer so I can manually keep an eye on this. Go quickly charge it up. Should be able to charge it up in one of these. No? I've got an MFE, I think. Whee! Brilliant. Okie dokie. Right, so if I do this, it should you're not going to do you not get powered because of this block? Oh, I know why it is. Thorium itself is, oh no, I did put it in. Oh no, it's off. Alright, we'll use some red alloy then. Oh, what did it do? Let's put you away. Okay. Should be on now. There we go, 96. 144. Okay, so that's going to go up as hot as it needs to be. And we can see the temperature there. 240, 288. Excellent. So while we're doing that, while that's happening, we're going to look at item input, basically, to this reactor. So we need to be able to extract re-enriched uranium cells. We also need to be able to input near depleted cells when there's a space, and we also need to replace our thorium cells when they run out. So how we're going to do that is with item routers, or routers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5. There we go. Cool. And we're going to be placing these here. Whoop, and whoop, and whoop. There we go. Now, there's not really much point in having it visible like this, but I thought it looked cool. So what we need to do is tell it to insert certain materials into certain slots. Good. How are you doing? Getting hot. So in any inventory, this is slot 0. Normally, if it's like one of these big things, and certainly in this case, this is slot 0. So we are interested in these slots here. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we're interested in 13. And I really should have written this down before, but let's write it down now. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20, 22, and 23. 1, 2, and 3. 4, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 31, and let's put a little underline under 22 because that's the one that's not the same as the others. How are you doing? Whoa, getting up there nice and fast. Oh no, yeah, I was looking at the wrong number. I was seeing 38,000. Wait, there we go. Right, so let's jump up here again. And what we're going to want to say is insert into, And if we left click that twice, and then we can left click this plus sign, which is a really good tip because I didn't know that for a while when trying these things out, and it like clicking hundreds of times to get the right slot. So we want to insert into slot 13. This one, left click. This one is 21. 22. 23. And this was 31. Excellent. Good stuff. So those will now insert into the reactor, only they won't, because the reactor needs, these item routers work via, basically they work by inserting into, they will insert into any machine that is connected to it via other machines. And machines are defined as blocks with inventories. So I'm going to use iron furnaces. Now there's a reason for that, although it won't matter for this one because iron furnaces only have 3 inventory slots and we're not trying to insert into inventory slot 1, 2 or 3, or sorry 0, 2 or in fact 0, 2 or 0, 1 or 2. The main reactor, I am going to I'm basically going to have one of these for every inventory slot, so I can fill all these iron furnaces up with dirt basically. So let's catch. Come on. There we go. And what we're going to do is bring it across in a little S bend like that. Like so. And up like that. And we'll fill the rest of that in with reinforced stone. And then pop, 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 and that is, these item routers are now connected to the reactor by virtue of those iron furnaces. So that is fantastic. How's this doing? 6,200, excellent. There we go. Over there. This is going to be where the main reactor's item routers are. So that's fantastic. The next thing I want to do is I need to supply these item routers with items. I keep calling them item routers. They're just actually item routers rather. So what we're going to do is we're going to use export buses. We'll have those. We're going to need a lot of these, so let's just craft some of those up. Now, export buses go on the back of these, like that. And what we can then do is grab an item to filter with. So we'll have one of those, and one of those, that one goes in the middle. That one goes in there. That one goes in there. That one in there. That one in there. I'm just okay, so these item routers should fill up with those types of items when it's connected to the ME system. Let's check on our breeder. 8,000, that's good. We're going to temporarily, though, we are going to temporarily interrupt the heat up because I don't want to risk blowing it up by accident if this thing attempts to dump a load of stuff into it when I hook it up. So here we go. Right, so we'll grab some ME cable. And craft a load more of that. Did I escape out of that? I did, didn't I? I'm always doing that. I come back and I was like, why is it not crafted me stuff? Begin. Thank you. And then what we shall do is, for the moment, we'll just bring it straight across here. And out like this. Right, so now, yes, you can see, if we go back around the front, you can see that the item routers all have the correct object in there. Right, that one doesn't. Why is that? A near depleted uranium cell. Because I don't have any. So let's put that back in there. And if I can get the item, the router. Still doesn't. So, but it's no longer in the ME system, which kind of tells me it might have inserted it into the reactor. Which is why it was a good job here to turn it off. Right. That is interesting. No, I need a depleted isotope cell in there. No wonder it wasn't actually moving. Right, so why have I made a near depleted? And how do I make a depleted? Near depleted, so, you need to combine it with coal dust. That's why. Forgot all about that. Have I got any coal dust? Nope. I have indeed. So let's go back up. And let's turn these into what they should be. Reset the filter. Depleted isotope cell. So now, if I do this, the router should have one in it, and the reactor should have one in it. Good. Boom. And much better. Right, so that's working. unfortunately, ME export is metadata sensitive. So if I take these out, I will no longer be able to automatically put them back in. But what I can do is take them out like this. Check they fill up. Yep. Yep, brilliant. And then I'll just manually swap them back, because the ME system will no longer be able to export them because their metadata value, damage value, doesn't match. Cool. Right. So that is all good. So let's turn this baby back on. Should start heating up again. Yep, there we go. Whoop. Right, so that should heat up now until it reaches the temperature that I want it to work at. We've got it automatically exporting the items that it needs, and the last thing I'm going to do before signing off on this first episode doing the nuclear stuff is I'm going to put actually I want to use an ender chest. Red, let's use red and yellow as our colours for our ender chests. I want some way of getting our re-enriched cells back out, basically. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to use emerald pipes, emerald buildcraft pipes, and an ender chest. Now, in the case of the breeder reactor, I could actually use an ME import bus, because it actually changes into a different item from a depleted isotope cell to a re-enriched uranium cell. So that would work, but there are reasons why emerald pipes are the way to go with the main reactor, which we'll come to when I start putting that together. However, as I'm going to be using them for that, I might as well use them for both. Emerald transport pipe, excellent. I'm also going to want an autartic gate, which I do not have an autartic gate. Okay, that's a big surprise to me. I thought I had some of those. Can't remember how you make them now. Autartic gate, pulsating chipset, iron, redstone iron chipset. Okay. Just a sec. We'll have some of those, please. Is it not an easier recipe than that? Huh. That's a redstone chipset. Right, okay. Down here. Let's put another one of those in and say give us a redstone chipset. And some of that. And give us one of those as well. Right. Whoop. Nope. Wait, there we go. We want one of those. These can go away. One of those. Cool. One of those. One of those. And put that back in. I ought to automate this at some point. Cool, right. Let's go back down. We're 35 minutes in, so we will kill this episode after 16,000. Excellent, okay. After we have got this last bit set up. So what we're going to do is we're going to use an emerald pipe there. And when this has finished, in fact we'll kill it in a minute because this is going to take a while, but when this becomes a re-enriched isotope cell, I'm going to be able to use that. I'm going to be able to use that in the emerald gate as a filter. Now emerald gates are very important because they are like wooden pipes with a filter. They're also sensitive to the damage value, and that's going to be key in the main reactor. As I say, not so much in this one, but key in the main reactor. I might put an iron cover on that just to cover that furnace face. So it's going to allow us to pull things when they reach a certain damage value. We'll grab this. I'm going to just put it on the back there. Oh. Come on. Or just use your jetpack. At the moment, yeah, they've been there for a long time. At the moment it's blank, so let's code it up. We're going to go for red on the outsides and yellow in the middle. And that will be the ender chest for at least accepting the re-enriched uranium cells. We might be able to use the same ender code for multiple types of thing, but unless this is magically... No, it's still about halfway there, so that is going to be that for this episode. There we go. I am going to continue, basically, pretty much continue here. I might take a quick break and then get straight back on with it. So you can probably expect these episodes to be a little bit more regular than normal, but I really want to get this system going. So yes, until next time guys, take care of yourselves.